Hello, everyone. You're watching Cricket Next. I am Suramya Kaushik. Well, in this festive season, we saw how India went through the league stage, and it's 9 out of 9 for them. And now we'll be seeing them in the semi-finals against New Zealand at the Wankhede Stadium, Mumbai. Well, in this live session, we'll be talking about everything, right from the toss to the last ball, what Team India should do, because in the last semi-final, the result was towards New Zealand side, but this time around, we want India in the finals. So let's hear it out from Chetan Narula, Jamie Alter, and Taus Rizvi. What are their opinions about what Team India should do in the semi-final so that their final position is guaranteed? Chetan, starting up with you, you've been following India in all the stadiums. You've seen India very closely in this tournament. What do you think Team India should do different this time to make sure they come up brilliantly in the semi-finals and reach the finals?
Well, first of all, hello. Look, they don't need to do anything different from what they've been doing this World Cup. जो उनको different करना है, it has to be with what they've done in the past, you know. And 2019 के बारे में मैं बात करता हूँ. 2019, tomorrow is a pre-semi-final day. I'll be going to the Wankhede, and it reminds me 2019 का pre-semi-final day. There was an air of confidence. India was topping the table. You know, again, I think New Zealand was again fourth. I think, if I'm not mistaken, England was second, or Australia was second, and England was third, something like that. And obviously New Zealand was fourth. So you were again meeting the fourth place side. There was an air of confidence. Everything had gone right. India-England final was expected. So just avoid that 20-30 minute passage of play, which was really bad. Okay, there were things that didn't go your way. आप टॉस हार गए, बैटिंग नहीं ली. बैटिंग लेते या नहीं लेते मुझे नहीं पता, शायद लेते. यहाँ पे भी आप टॉस हार सकते हो. So you need to guard against what happens in that game on that day. You need to match up. You need to stand up to that. If you lose the toss at the Wankhede, don't panic if they score 280 or 300. Don't panic. See out those 10 overs, 15 overs. Keep wickets in hand for the back end of the innings. तब उसमें इंडिया अगर पहले बैटिंग करेगा तो फर्स्ट 30 ओवर्स का इंपॉर्टेंस बढ़ जाएगा. अगर सेकंड बैटिंग करेगा तो लास्ट 30 ओवर्स का इंपॉर्टेंस बढ़ जाएगा. So it's important to understand these phases of the game. I think the team understands this more than we do. They have all sorts of analysts helping them. So from that perspective, I think they will be well prepared for it. It's just how they perform. And again, not do anything different from what they've been doing in this tournament, but do something different from what they've been doing in the past, in the recent past. Avoid those passages of play which harm you. अगर आप last year का T20 World Cup उठा लो semi-final में, the first 5 overs and the game was gone.
Yeah.
Avoid that. That is where the game is going to matter. Semi-final and final, it does not matter आपने 9 matches में क्या किया है. It just does not matter. Which is why I was not interested in any conversation about greatest bowling attack, greatest Indian team, फलाना फलूना. No, वो सब बातें 20 तारीख को करेंगे जब ट्रॉफी हाथ में होगी या नहीं होगी. So these 2 days, nothing else matters. Your performance on the day, how you cope with the tough passages of play, tough moments, that is going to matter.
Well, yes, we'll have those conversations after 19th, and rightly so, because it makes sense to talk about those things only after the final. But right now, as we are talking about what Team India should do before the semi-final or on the day of the semi-final, it's a shout out to all the people who are watching our live session that you can also share your views with us in the comment section down below. Moving ahead, Jamie, last night when we were talking about the semis, you said that, what Team India should look forward to is just to win the toss and then to bat first. That's the only thing that you can pray for. Otherwise, you just stick to your plans that you've been doing so far in the tournament. But what if Team India doesn't win the toss? उसके बाद क्या? कभी कभी ऐसा होता है कि आप कुछ प्लान करके जाते हो, वो वर्कआउट नहीं करता है. क्या इस टीम के पास प्लान बी, प्लान सी है जीतने के लिए? What do you think?
So India's plan A has been to chase. They've been forced into plan B because they realized That's not how you win World Cups, right? If they lose the toss, you have the bowling to dismiss New Zealand for 250 and you go and chase it. It's that simple. I understand where Chetan is coming from. I come from an era where I've seen far more disastrous collapses, 97, 99. But I'm
I'm from the
saying
same.
why I have faith is I know why I'm saying is the talk of this being the best bowling attack is what leads me to believe that they don't have a concern in the world. I'm not a positive person when it comes to this Indian team, but it's because to my mind they have this outstanding bowling attack. That's why I personally I don't foresee the 45 minutes of bad cricket. I just don't see it. Agar if this the bowling attack has been so good that a bad day means that India is chasing 300, which still, frankly, even against New Zealand, is very gettable. Where it becomes impossible is when it gets to 315, 320. But I have full faith that this team is not going to concede more than 280, 285 to New Zealand. So I'm staying very, very optimistic.
Hmm. Oh, well, we need to have that optimism because we'll be seeing Team India in the semi-finals. But yeah, you rightly mentioned, what Team India should do. Their initial plan was to chase, then they changed their plans, and somehow both the plans worked out for them in this tournament. But something they'll need to stick to in the semi-finals. That was once again the question around the Wankhede Stadium. Right now, we were looking at this graphic where it was flashing the first inning scores and the second inning scores, and we saw how those 350 that 350 run mark has been crossed twice, 300 mark, so to say, has been crossed thrice. What do you think? Will it be a high scoring match? If New Zealand will be batting first, if India will be batting first, because at the end of the day, I remember हम लोग जब बात कर रहे थे, आपने कहा था ये सारे स्कोर्स रह जाते हैं. हमें ये देखना होता है कि टीम्स कौन सी खेल रही हैं, किस कंडीशन में खेल रही है, और किस तरीके की सिचुएशन है. बट facts are facts and stats are stats. So given by, like, going by those stats, what do you think?
See, I don't go by the stats because मतलब देखिए on that particular day टॉस के साथ साथ शुरुआत आपका परफॉर्मेंसेस ऑन दैट डे पर्टिकुलर आपका दिन कैसा जाता है. इंडिया को सिर्फ जाके वहां पर अपना अप्लाई करना है. दे हैव टू जस्ट प्ले व्हाट एग्जैक्टली दे हैव बीन प्लेइंग. टॉस क्योंकि आपके हाथ में नहीं है कि हम डिजायर करें कि हम जाके पहले बल्लेबाजी करें, क्योंकि ऐसा कंसिस्टेंट स्कोर्स आ रहा है 384, 372, 337, 275 व्हेन इट कम्स टू बैटिंग फर्स्ट. बट वो गारंटी नहीं करता आपको टॉस. तो आपको ज्यादा सोचना नहीं, आपको प्लान ए प्लान बी दोनों तैयार रखना है. और मुझे लगता है कि इंडिया के पास प्लान ए प्लान बी तैयार है. जिस तरह से आपका बैटिंग है, जिस तरह से आपकी बैटिंग हो रही है और जिस तरह से आपकी बॉलिंग हो रही है, कल थोड़ा ज्यादा स्ट्रेच हो गया था, कल थोड़ा जल्दी हमको ऑल आउट करना चाहिए था नीदरलैंड्स के सामने. मगर हाँ, सिराज को थोड़ा इंजरी होगा और थोड़ा फन एंड गेम्स हो गए कि सबको ओवर्स दे दिए, तो shouldn't have gone to like 48 overs क्योंकि at the end of the day you are playing Netherlands. But when it comes to New Zealand, भाई न्यूजीलैंड के सामने you have to be on the toes throughout the match, starting from 2 बजे से लेकर आपके लास्ट बॉल गिरने तक या लास्ट विकेट रहने तक ऑन द बॉल ऑन द टोज रहना पड़ेगा आपको. तो दैट इज समथिंग यू हैव टू बी वेरी वेरी कॉशियस, क्योंकि टॉस जो है ना वो आपके हाथ में ऑब्वियसली नहीं है, वो किस्मत के हाथ में, वो आपके लक के हाथ में. कितना लक लेके जा रहे हो उस दिन, कितना दिन आपका अच्छा जा रहा है. बट देन दिन के बारे में नहीं सोचना, यू जस्ट हैव टू गो एंड अप्लाई. आपको रोहित शर्मा से शुरुआत करनी है. बैटिंग अगर मिली, बैटिंग अच्छी, विकेट है, खूबसूरत, मजा आता है. दोपहर में बैटिंग करने में ज्यादा मजा आता है और ज्यादा इजी होता है क्योंकि सनलाइट रहती है, ज्यादा आपको स्विंग नहीं मिलता है, फास्ट बॉलर्स को ज्यादा असिस्टेंस नहीं मिलता है. तो being Rohit Sharma's home ground, he can definitely go and enjoy along with Shubman Gill, and then you have Virat Kohli. By the way, न्यूजीलैंड के सामने हम एक ही मैच खेले हैं ओडीआई. व्हेन इट कम्स टू ओडीआई एक ही मैच खेले हैं और एक वो मैच हार चुके हैं पिछले, जब से 1987 में स्टेडियम बना है वानखेड़े स्टेडियम. 2011 के बाद और लास्ट के 5 मैच में मुझे लगता है मिक्स रिजल्ट रहा है. ऐसा नहीं है कि टीम बैटिंग फर्स्ट डोमिनेट की है, टीम बैटिंग सेकेंड भी जीत चुकी है और टीम बैटिंग फर्स्ट भी जीत चुकी है. तो हिसाब बराबर है. यहाँ पर किसका कौन ज्यादा लेगा, कौन टॉस जीतेगा, मुझे लगता है ट्रेंड तो ये टूर्नामेंट में रहा है. ट्रेंड टूर्नामेंट में ज्यादातर रहा है कि बल्लेबाजी करो, जीतो. मगर एट द एंड ऑफ द डे नॉकआउट आप टॉस के ऊपर अगर ज्यादा रिलाई करेंगे तो आपका प्लान भी नहीं रहेगा. तो यू डोंट हैव टू, आपको दोनों प्लान के साथ उतरना और जाके सिर्फ गेम एंजॉय करना है. बी इन दैट मोमेंट, डोंट टेक स्ट्रेस, जस्ट फोकस ऑन द सेमीफाइनल प्रोसेस, वन स्टेप एट अ टाइम. बाकी कुछ नहीं. आप फाइनल के बारे में अभी मत सोचिए, सेमीफाइनल के बारे में सोचिए. और इंडिविजुअल परफॉर्मेंसेस आना जरूर है, ट्रिपल फिगर मार्क्स चाहिए. 2-3 बंदों से, तो एटलीस्ट कम से कम 1.5-2 बंदों से आना चाहिए।
राइट, आपने बात करी रोहित शर्मा की होम ग्राउंड की, लेकिन ताउस रोहित शर्मा से लेकर सूर्य कुमार यादव तक काफी सारे प्लेयर्स का ये होम ग्राउंड है, सो ऑब्वियसली एवरीवनस एक्सपेक्टिंग गुड परफॉर्मेंसेस फ्रॉम देम. वेल, लेट्स टेक अ फ्यू क्वेश्चंस. वी हैव अ क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम आदि. चेतन वो पूछ रहे हैं कि अगर स्पिनर्स नहीं चले और पेसर्स भी नहीं चले जब इंडिया पहले बॉल करेगी, अगर, तो व्हाट आवर टीम शुड डू?
बचा क्या है? दो दो ही तरीके की बॉलिंग तो होती है,
मुझे
क्या
लगा कि वो चाहते
मतलब?
होंगे फिर विराट कोहली, शुभमन गिल, सूर्य कुमार यादव आए बॉलिंग करने, जैसा उन्होंने कल देखा था नीदरलैंड्स के खिलाफ.
नहीं, if you have to rely on Virat Kohli, okay. So कल क्या हुआ है? I'll explain this. What happened yesterday? Bumrah and Shami did not bowl at full tilt yesterday. Shami bowled so wide off the off stump. He was jogging in. Bumrah was jogging in. All of that jazz was happening. So they were not really attacking the stumps yesterday. नहीं तो आपको लगता है Netherlands 200 रन बनाते? So they were not really bowling at full tilt. They were bowling to a plan. They were saying कि okay, let's try and bowl in a way where the batsmen are trying to hit us. उनको मारने का बॉल नहीं देंगे हम. That's what they were doing. And then they were like कि okay, हम इतना ही bowling करेंगे, and then we're going to see who are our viable options in terms of a sixth bowler. And I'm not saying this because he took a wicket, because that was a very shit ball to take a wicket on. But my point is Virat Kohli is the only viable option. जो चार कल बॉलर यूज हुए हैं, Surya, Gill, Rohit, and Virat, उसमें से only Virat is a viable bowling option, because there is at least a rhythm to his bowling. Although he has not been bowling too much, but there is still a rhythm to his bowling. Gill, Surya, Rohit were bowling because हाँ ठीक है, हम भी कर लेते हैं, देख लेते हैं, Netherlands हैं. But again, my point is, if you have to use any of Rohit, Surya, and Gill or Shreyas Iyer, or I don't know whoever, against, not even against, in a semi-final and a final, you're already losing. मैं तो ये भी कहूंगा कि अगर आपको विराट को यूज करने की जरूरत पड़ रही है, then your bowling is not going good on the day. क्योंकि आप देखो पूरी टूर्नामेंट में, you asked me previously also कि क्या डिफरेंट करना पड़ेगा.
Right.
Look at that one match where India's 5 bowlers were attacked. That was the New Zealand game. अब उसके पहले 4 मैचेस में, 5 मैचेस में हार्दिक थे, तो हम उस पर नहीं जा सकते हैं. लेकिन जब
Right.
5 बॉलर हुए थे, तो फर्स्ट गेम दे प्लेड, उसमें अटैक हुआ कुलदीप के ऊपर, ठीक है, एंड somehow they managed to pull it back thanks to Mohammad Shami. उसके बाद क्या हुआ है, इन द फॉलोइंग गेम्स, जो गलती रोहित ने धर्मशाला में की थी, वो गलती उन्होंने दोबारा नहीं की. He was not using Jadeja to control the proceedings, जो उन्होंने धर्मशाला में करने की कोशिश की. He tried controlling the proceedings with the pacers itself, कि मैं ये 3 pacers से ही यूज करूंगा, and mostly the first spinner he tries to bring on is Kuldeep and not Ravindra Jadeja. So he's keeping Jadeja for a later purpose, etc., etc. Again, depends on the opposition, depends on the conditions, वो सब depend करता है. But my point is, अगर ये जो सवाल है, आप पूछ रहे हो कि पेस भी नहीं चला, स्पिन भी नहीं चला, तो आप वहां पे कर क्या रहे हो? मैच इज ऑलरेडी गॉन. You can't rely on those 4 bowlers. You can't. You just cannot. अगर आपके 5 बॉलर खा रहे हैं, तो वो भी खाएंगे. The only viable option out of those 4 is Virat Kohli, and not more than 2 overs, maybe a third over, depending on how the 2 overs have gone. It's yeah. So this is a weakness for India. Let's hope it doesn't come to bother them. But India does not have a 6th viable bowling option. ये मैं आज भी बोल रहा हूँ, ये कल भी रहेगा, ये परसों भी रहेगा, ये फाइनल में भी रहेगा. We do not have a viable 6th bowling option. You're bowling to the best sides in the tournament. You can't expect, I mean, again, like I said, that was not a wicket-taking delivery. With all due respect, that was not a wicket-taking delivery. So from that perspective, you have to see what are they giving to you, what are they bringing to the table. They're going to get smacked. Rohit की हिम्मत भी नहीं होगी to bowl Sky, Gill or himself against Australia, against South Africa. Chance ही नहीं है.
No, that's right, Chetan. It's often said that, if your top order batters don't work on a given day, what do you expect from the seventh position batter or the eighth number one? So, similarly, if your bowlers don't work on a given day, what you'll expect from the other bowlers? But given that question that was asked, ki kya different karna chahiye? So, let's hear it out from Srini as well. We have K. Srinivas Rao with us. Srini, Virat Kohli, सूर्य कुमार यादव, शुभमन गिल, रोहित शर्मा सबको बॉल करते हुए हमने देखा कल। उसमें से सबसे ज्यादा इम्प्रेस आपको किसने किया और क्या ये बॉलर्स यूज हो सकते हैं वानखेड़े में अगेंस्ट न्यूजीलैंड? You're on mute, Srini.
Sorry. So bowling तो उनसे इसलिए करवाया गया because see that was the only opportunity to try and see kind of we would I was listening to Chetan talk about Virat you wouldn't even probably get an idea of what to expect from a Virat in a tournament like this in conditions like these if yesterday did not happen. So that was the only opportunity you had to try and see, probably give your bowlers, keep your bowlers involved in the game but not really kind of hassle them with a full 50 over this thing. So if you wanted to give them enough rest, kind of take it easy, yesterday was the option, and why not? I think it was a great opportunity to do, and I wouldn't read much into it. But coming into a game as crunch as a semi-final against a side like New Zealand on a track like Wankhede, no, obviously you got to go in with your आप कुछ एक्सपेरिमेंट नहीं करना है आपको आप ये सब वर्ड्स यूज मत करो एक्सपेरिमेंट करना और ये सब कुछ नहीं करना है आप जो अभी तक बढ़िया करते आ रहे हो 8 मैच में आपको वही करना है अभी मैं फॉर एग्जांपल आई वाज लिसनिंग टू चेतन कह रहा था अबाउट ही वाज टॉकिंग अबाउट न्यूजीलैंड गेम अगेंस्ट इन धर्मशाला where how Rohit used Jadeja. I think that one off I will even put that in Rohit's favor because see that was the first game after Hardik's injury. So again it was like a sudden change in the plans that had come in and the team also recovered from that and tried to understand things with a better perspective going further into the tournament. So after having done all the hard work and all the good things, you've come this far. Now on 15th afternoon, the last thing you're going to do is experiment. See, listen, when was the last time that India entered a crunch game of a tier 1 big tournament, kind of speculating in 11 or not knowing 2 days before the game what exactly can the 11 be? ये या 19-20 का तो फर्क होता ही था ये आ जाए या ये आ जाए टाइप राइट It's a rare occasion where 2 days, 3 days, 1 week ahead of the final, 10 days ahead of this so-called clash, you knew that in whatever the conditions, what your 11 is going to be in a semi-final, right? So there is no tinkering with that. You know that you have got 5 very good bowlers, potential 90 wickets. They've picked 80 plus wickets. They are in red hot form. You're not going to tinker with it. Only thing is the nitty-gritty is trying to understand how Kuldeep. So let's take that India-New Zealand game in Dharamshala. Okay?
Yeah.
What did Daryl Mitchell try to do there? Go after Kuldeep.
Yeah.
What was Kuldeep's game plan until then? In Kuldeep's own words, I'm just saying, kind of. So Kuldeep, at the very start of this tournament, had talked about what is the difference that has been in this bowling, being a little faster in the air. That's what he's admitted to, which has been the change in a bowler like Kuldeep. So in a match like Wankhede, it's only going to be about situational awareness, nothing else. You got to still be the same bowler that you are, but then probably take a leaf out of Mitchell Santner's bowling book, right? Got to kind of slow it down a bit, kind of flight it a bit. It's all about situational awareness. And I think this team has been very, very well aware of what the conditions are, what are their strengths are like. So, I don't see any thing wrong. They're well enough, capable enough, pulling off with those 5 bowlers. Problem kya hoga? After a track like Wankhede, even if you win the toss, it does not really guarantee you anything. It gives you an advantage. But on a track like Wankhede, the more I'm beginning to think about it, it doesn't really give you an advantage because if you win the toss and if you elect to bat first, then you got to go 300 plus. You are less than 300, you lose the psychological edge to the team that is chasing. And again, fielding is not really going to be a cakewalk. Yes, you will have an advantage if you bat first and put a decent score on board, but a slightly lesser score and you immediately are under pressure, under lights. right? So it can go either which way. So you have a great attack, whether you're batting first, you're bowling first. Up tak ke, you had been great chasers so far. What did the Netherlands team match give you? It gave you the opportunity to build your hunger for to score big. You went 400 plus. You know that you can bat plus and you bat first and you can put a decent target on board. Go with that positive mindset. That's
Hmm.
all that India needs to do. That's it. They've got the squad to pull off everything that is required.
Right. So, winning toss will be an add-on, but it won't be a great advantage because,
Yeah, I mean,
huh,
it's not like a win toss, win match kind of a game.
hmm, right. Well, I believe all the people who are watching our live must have understood by now that how toss will impact the innings on 15th of November. Well, we have another question, Taus, for you. Adi's asking how should be Rohit Sharma's approach on that day? Will whether it should be only about focusing on his innings or prioritizing good and quick starts.
No, things are easier when you bat in the afternoon or in the day. It becomes difficult in the evening. Sea breeze and all the stuff, and when the ball is new, it's not easy to handle. You saw what exactly happened to Australia. David Warner was seen struggling, but then even if you bat second, you cannot just throw away your wicket like a David Warner who was looking decent in the last game. The way he batted, he threw away his wicket. He showed all his three stumps. I mean, you have to be there, out there, play straight because the ground is not that big. It's
Yeah.
आप खाली टाइम करेंगे बॉल, चाहे आप कवर्स के ऊपर से मारे, जो आप टिपिकल रोहित शर्मा है ना। रोहित शर्मा ने बहुत इनिंग्स खेली है जूनियर क्रिकेट से लेकर इंटरनेशनल क्रिकेट तक। मुंबई में रणजी ट्रॉफी में ही इज गॉट सम गुड रन्स देयर and for Mumbai Indians as well. So he knows exactly how to play on those wickets, especially. But then when you're playing a Trent Bolt or maybe a Matt Henry, especially Trent Bolt, I mean that weakness still remains. अभी भी मैं क्लियर नहीं हूँ कि यार लेफ्ट जब अंदर बॉल आती है तो वो अभी भी क्या कंफर्टेबल है, क्योंकि बॉल इतना इम्पैक्ट नहीं कर पाया है ये टूर्नामेंट में स्विंग बॉल बॉलिंग उनके सामने। बट देन जब आप खेल रहे हो ट्रेंड बॉल को तो आपको पता है आपको थोड़ा ओपन ओपन खेलना है और सादा स्ट्रेट खेलना है, ना कि अक्रॉस जाके और leg before आना है। But then if you play straight, if you play your regular drives or maybe play on the merit of the ball at the end of the day, just the game will be yours. But then I want him to convert those runs. Important ये है कि आप start को convert। देखिए जब आप मुंबई में खेल रहे हैं ना, आप टॉस जीतेंगे तो भी फर्क नहीं पड़ता कि मतलब आप 250, आपको 300 के ऊपर जाना है, 350 के ऊपर जाना है भाई, 350 के ऊपर जाना है वहां पर। और रोहित शर्मा विल प्ले अ क्रूशियल रोल हियर टू गिव अ गुड स्टार्ट, followed by the other guys can come and cash on to build that 300 to 350 375, क्योंकि न्यूजीलैंड has got some good attack यार। they have good batsmen who can throw away in this small ground, and I mean ग्लेन मैक्सवेल was बैटिंग इजीली यार। कितना आसान था ग्लेन मैक्सवेल के लिए, खड़े खड़े बैटिंग कर रहे थे, क्योंकि जब शाम में भी एक दौर के बाद एक टाइम के बाद विकेट थोड़ा ईज आउट हो जाती है, तो आपको मौका देना है, मौका नहीं देना उनको ब्रीथ करने का कहीं से भी, कि आप 350 290 320 करेंगे, दैट इज नॉट इनफ। रोहित शर्मा से शुरुआत करनी, ही नोज द ग्राउंड, ही नोज द पीपल, ही नोज ट्रेंड बोल एग्जैक्टली हाउ ही बोल्स। वहां जाके गेम एंजॉय करना है, अटैक करना है और इंटेंट दिखाना है भाई। शेल में चले गए ना, तो शेल में जितने भी प्लेयर्स जाते हैं तो उनके लिए बाहर आना मुश्किल होता है। शेल में नहीं जाना, प्ले योर नेचुरल गेम, बट देन बी अ लिटिल कॉशियस एट द वानखेड़े, इट्स योर होम ग्राउंड, जस्ट गो देयर एंड एंजॉय योर गेम, दैट्स इट। और कुछ नहीं करना है रोहित को।
राइट। जेमी, मुझे लगता है ये सवाल बहुत सारे रोहित शर्मा के फैंस का है, क्योंकि उन्होंने बहुत सारे मैचेस में देखा कि रोहित शर्मा 50 करते हैं, उसके बाद आउट हो जाते हैं, या 50 से पहले आउट हो जाते हैं। इन क्वाइट अ फ्यू गेम्स ही वेंट आउट इन 47 46 so on so forth. So I believe ये सारे questions रोहित शर्मा के fans के, because they really want to see रोहित शर्मा scoring that big runs or crossing that triple digit mark. But do you think that Rohit Sharma is going in good form जिस तरह की वो स्टार्ट देते हैं? क्योंकि स्टार्ट वो बहुत अच्छी देते हैं और वहां से एक जो मोमेंटम है वो बनता है पूरी टीम का। व्हाट डू यू थिंक कि उन्हें वहां पे टिके रहना चाहिए एंड ही शुड गो टू दोज big scores and triple digit mark, or he should stick on to something that he's doing so far?
He doesn't need to change a thing. If he wanted to score hundreds, India would not be 9-0. Let's just get that elephant out of the room right now. He is only 91 runs shy of Virat Kohli's landmark. I said it on an earlier show when Chetan was there. he also agreed, why is the world not talking about Rohit Sharma? Why is the world talking about Virat Kohli? He's averaging 99. He's got nearly 600 runs. But look, Virat Kohli's success is linked to what Rohit Sharma is doing for this team. If we're
Yeah.
talking about 100, you think Rohit Sharma wouldn't have 600 by now? If he was playing for himself, he would have 600s. These 47s you're talking about, these 85s, he's been in the 80s twice and he's gone out hitting a shot. He's not here to play hundreds. The man has three double hundreds. He doesn't need to prove his hundred making skill to anyone. Awareness. In an afternoon show today, Chetan so rightly used the word awareness. Srini has also used that word. This is the word I believe now, after hearing Chetan, after hearing Srini, this is the word which will define India's World Cup. It will define whether Rohit Sharma holds the World Cup. This is a man, and again, I've said this again, so please bear with me one final time. I hope we don't have to discuss this again because I'm actually shocked at why people are questioning what Rohit should do. He's got, over 500 runs. He is the reason why India in every single power play are getting 85, 90 runs. Not what Virat Kohli is doing, not what Shreyas Iyer is doing, not what KL Rahul. The belief comes from your captain. The belief comes from the man laying down that gauntlet. What he's done is, this is a man, and I said it again, I'll say it one more time. His template before this World Cup was 10 ओवर में मेरा स्कोर होगा 35, मैक्सिमम 40. मैं अपने आप को सेट करूंगा और जब साला मैं सेट होऊंगा तो मैं तुम्हारे सामने 250 मारूंगा. That he's able to change his game totally and become the aggressor. And yet, if the situation demands, if it's 21 for 3, if it's 50 for 4, the knowledge that if Rohit Sharma is one of the not-out batsmen in that collapse that hasn't happened yet, that he can fall back on the same template, Suramya, that's got him 3 double centuries. There's not a thing to worry about when it comes to Rohit Sharma. Just keep faith. Do not do a single thing. We saw Lucknow mein team ki halat kharab thi. Kya kiya usne? He went back. He slowed down. But when the ball was there to be hit, he charged out. He went for it. Cow corner took the catch. Koi fark nahi padta. Because it was that innings that took the game out of England's reach. So, Rohit, don't do a damn thing. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, and I remember after that match, Jamie, the match that you mentioned against England, after that match, Rohit Sharma himself said, that winning player of the match is not about making, big runs or, crossing that 50 mark or that 100 mark. It's more about taking the responsibility and taking the charge and then leading from the front and telling team that I am there and we can win this match. So I believe that he'll be going ahead with that approach only. Jamie, we just had another question for you from Harsh. How much do really luck counts in knockout matches?
If you were to ask this question to a South African, they'd give you a very, very different perspective. India, to my mind, 28 साल से देख रहा हूँ. Please, Srini, Chetan, Taus bhai, Wayne. India को luck का कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ा. 2019, Virat Kohli just took the wrong decision at the toss. 2015, Steven Smith played a blinder. Chetan and I and Srini were there at the SCG. It's not luck. It's either you go back to what Chetan has been trying to convince us of it. You lose it at the toss. You lose it tactically. You lose it in 45 minutes. India, for me, luck is extremely overrated when it comes to cricket. Skill wins you cricket. Bad luck is what happened to South Africa in 1992 when the scoreboard changed and suddenly they needed 22. That's bad luck. Uske aage, show me any. And of course, the 2019 final when luck helped Ben Stokes. Luck does not apply to Indian cricket teams. Not at all.
Well, yes, Chetan also has something to say about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll disagree just from the 2019 bit. I think if they had won the toss, could have been a very different game. But
that's not luck. No, that's just a stupid decision.
If you're not winning the toss, you can't make the decision to bat first. No, Virat Kohli said at the toss that he wanted to bat first, and I got that wrong on another show. But that's on one of our shows.
What he means is winning the toss was bad luck.
No, winning the toss where? No, he did not win the toss in 2019. Virat Kohli did not win the toss. Kane Williamson won the toss. So this is what we made a mistake the other day. We were talking about.
Correct.
Semifinal, mein Kane Williamson won the toss and he said, "I'm going to bat first." Virat Kohli was asked. He said, "I would have batted first." I went. Somebody pointed out that mistake, and I went back to that game and I read a couple of scorecards. In both places, Virat said, "I would have wanted to bat first." So that was down to luck that you did not win the toss on that day. when you wanted to bat first and you could have put 240. Now, would that 240 would have been enough for New Zealand? I don't know. Because New Zealand ka batting problems are very different from India's batting problems. India did not have a number 4-5 in that game. 4-5 ही नहीं था हमारे पास. ठीक है? Rishabh Pant was not the Rishabh Pant of today. He was still a youngster trying to make a mark in that particular at that particular time. So 2019, I would say, is one of those days where luck mattered. 2015, I don't think so. Australia at home, whether they batted first or batted second, it would not have mattered. India was not a good side in 2015. Maybe it was a good side. It was not a side that was really clicking. 2011, I don't think luck played a role at all. It was, मतलब पकड़ के विक्ट्री लिया है यार वो वर्ल्ड कप में, पकड़ के लिया है. सुरेश रैना, Yuvraj Singh's knock in quarterfinal, Suresh Raina's cameos in the quarter final and the semi-final. I mean, and the final, of course. You were chasing in the final. Imagine chasing in the final and winning. Doesn't happen a lot. Doesn't happen a lot. 96 के बाद कब हुआ? 96 में हुआ, 2019 में हुआ, 2011 में हुआ. उसके अलावा, have we seen chases in the final? So from that perspective, I mean, 99 ka chase I'm not going to count. 132 all out thanks to Pakistan. It was not even a game. I was 15 years old and I still remember how disappointed I was कि ये कोई final हुआ है. Anyway, my point is, so luck played a role in 2019. I would say that. But if you're talking about the Wankhede toss, I don't know. Is that going to be down to luck? Because अभी रोहित शर्मा का हम discussion कर रहे थे, and I think I want to weigh in on that as well. There are two things. अब मैं पहले कोलकाता की बात करूंगा. कोलकाता में we scored 300 and people credited Virat Kohli. We said कि हाँ, he batted slow. The 90 runs that he scored were phenomenal. The last 10 runs में हमें problem है. And people said कि इसकी वजह से 300 रन बना. नहीं, सिर्फ विराट की वजह से 300 रन नहीं बना. You look at the first 10 overs. You look at the first 6 overs. India was 60 in 6 overs. Rohit was hitting at 10 an over.
Yeah.
So, jab Virat and Shreyas slowed down in the middle, they were able to slow down and still the run rate was 6 an over because we were scoring at 8.5, 10 an over in the first 10 overs. That is what Rohit Sharma brings. अब आप लखनऊ की बात करो जहां पे England got on top of us. जैसा मैंने कहा कि the Rohit Sharma ability to play clutch knocks. You know what is a clutch knock? A clutch knock is जो आप फॉर्म में कर रहे हो, आप उसके बिल्कुल ऑपोजिट कर रहे हो, टिक कर खेल रहे हो. रोहित शर्मा हैज दिस एबिलिटी टू प्ले क्लच नॉक्स. साल में वो 2-3 क्लच नॉक खेलता ही खेलता है. इस साल का 2 क्लच नॉक हो चुका है, एक नागपुर टेस्ट मैच and that Lucknow innings. So he plays such clutch knocks where he's going to control what he's trying to do. He's going to wait for the right moment. The right thing to do that day was play that clutch knock and allow India to get to 230, 240. It turned out to be a defendable total. So if India is chasing at the Wankhede, if they don't win the toss and don't bat first or whatever, if they are chasing under lights, I believe we will need a clutch knock from Rohit. You cannot have a fast start under lights at the Wankhede. You're going to get out. You're going to be 20 for 3. There is not going to be any coming back from that. If the ball is moving around the way it has been moving around under lights, I think we are going to see two different Rohits depending on when India is batting. If India is batting first, even then the ball has been moving around in the first 10 overs. So pehle 10 over mein bhi he'll have to be a bit clutch. So I think the first innings Rohit Sharma at Wankhede is going to be very different from the second innings Rohit Sharma at the Wankhede, depending on the match situation. That's just my feeling, having seen him play in this tournament. But then, obviously, we haven't gone to the Wankhede. We don't know the conditions. Kya hoga? This is just on what we have seen in the tournament. But like Jamie said, don't do anything different. Why? Because he's been doing both. And that's, again, it's a travesty that people are not talking about Rohit Sharma as much. He's done both. He's scored quick runs and he's played clutch knocks. It's a rare ability in a World Cup to be able to do both those things.
Well, at the end of the day, each and every cricket fan will be expecting Rohit Sharma to take the charge of the innings and then, take India to a comfortable score if they'll be batting first, and then to chase the target easily if they'll be batting second. Well, all of that will be something that we'll see on 15th of November. But here, Sharad Dubey had a question. He was asking Mohammad Siraj. An injury update on Mohammad Siraj. Well, he came back on the field yesterday. I'll put this question to Srini. Srini, I don't think so that there was anything of big concern last night when it was about Siraj's injury.
Not that I have heard of. He's fine, absolutely. He came back on the field. Well,
Yeah,
I
he
don't know.
came
He
back.
just walked out. He just walked
He's
out for
fine.
some. Yeah, he just walked out for a few minutes, and I think he was back.
Yeah,
Maybe I don't know. Like he was
he
just back.
was
He was
back.
जाके 5 मिनट
He
बैठा
came
होगा and
out
he
and he
came back. So
bowled.
there's nothing. No injury की तो बात ही मत करो. I mean, don't rub in like words which are not required here. He's absolutely fine, and
Yeah.
everything is fine. And even that I was listening to Chetan talking about Rohit. Even Jamie spoke about Rohit. Listen, I think social media, ends up making a lot of rubbish noise. I think where one shouldn't give a lot of importance. वो fan clubs होते हैं, fan wars, fan clubs, and all that. So there are 20 something. I understand. So one guy, very popular social media handle, was talking about how India 2000, how India in semi-final. Oh my God! I mean, there are people who actually were thinking, अच्छा ये 1987 की बात कर रहा होगा. तो उसका तो क्रिकेट ही 2016 से शुरू हुआ है. तो लेस सेड द बेटर about the social media ruckus. Rohit Sharma doesn't. Nobody needs to. If you understand cricket, you know what Rohit Sharma is doing in this World Cup. If you've seen Rohit Sharma bat for the longest time, known Rohit Sharma the batter, what kind of a batsman Rohit is, what kind of a mind he is, what kind of a thing, how he approaches this game, and what he's doing right now. Boss, less said the better. I mean, this guy is like been phenomenal. As I said, and I tweeted about this today, his record, the number of runs, number of fours, number of sixes, number of starts, number of everything that he's done. But as Chetan says, and I'll go back to that line, to 15th and 19th, if you are not winning those two matches, then it doesn't matter whether you're Rohit and what you're doing, or if you're Virat and what you're doing, or if you're KL
Yeah,
and Shreyas and what you're doing, right?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
You
absolutely.
have to win the two matches. Yes, Rohit is phenomenal. Nobody, would be more hungry and desperate. Kind of. Virat already has a World Cup under his belt. Virat knows what it is like. Rohit doesn't. So I'm just saying that quotient. I'm not saying. I'm not disputing that Virat is equally hungry. Of course he is. It's just that this guy doesn't have. So that much more desperate. Okay. You add that his contribution, top of the order. He just being there for the team. Rohit is what makes Rohit special. What is so special about Rohit? That people tend to like about him. People say अरे वो बहुत ये है अरे ये वो उसका मजाक मतलब कि वो सोचता कैसे है बात कैसे करता है and all of that is fine. What is Rohit's best quality? It doesn't matter who you are, what you do in the team or in that setup or Indian cricket. If Rohit is standing there now, you can go to Rohit, say hello to him, and tell him what you have on your mind. He will
Yeah.
hear you out. Okay, he is that proper bada bhai. Okay, he's that proper bada bhai who will hear you out, who may not make a huge shusha about it. He will quietly do what he has to do, and he will get things done. In Mumbai Indians, classic example. Mumbai Indians is a classic example where the youngsters can walk up to Rohit, and I've seen this very closely. You can walk up to Rohit, you can open up, you can tell him what your fears are,
Yeah.
without knowing, thinking that I'll become a headline tomorrow.
Mm.
You can really go tell him what you're feeling like, and he is the kind of guy like who will hear you out, who will try and help you find a solution. That is what makes him this very loved bada bhai captain in the side, outside of his batting. So he's come a long way. He's come a lot of downs to see what can be done to rise high. And he's all of that, what he suffered over a long period of time, what he's understood by way of missing out, by way of hard work, by way of success, by way of the kind of people around him. He's been blessed to have a great ecosystem around him. There's no taking away from that. But again, just because you are blessed to have a great ecosystem around you doesn't mean that you stop learning. He still kept on evolving as a cricketer and as a player. There is so much about Rohit, so much about this guy, who wasn't part of the 2011 World Cup, so much about this boy who just cried that day, not knowing what else he could do. So it's his moment, and people wouldn't understand all these things. Yeah, social media is rubbish. They don't understand all this. आजकल के young generation hai, even some part of the media also is involved in that. Let's try to kind of there are let's without I don't want to go any deeper. The point is, yeah, he's really been kind of selfless. In Jamie has talked enough about what he did, what he's done as a batter in this tournament. Now, all of that said, you still have to go and do what you have to do in these two matches. And as I said, the only thing that is going to count is how situationally aware you are on that day. Does it? You can win the toss. What are the possibilities here? You can win the toss or you can lose the toss. What are the possibilities here? You can bat first, you can bat second. What are the other possibilities here? You can have a great start, you can be 30 for 2, right? From there, how do you go? What helped you get past Australia in that very first game in Chennai? What helped you get past Daryl Mitchell's onslaught in Dharamshala? What helped you in that tricky game against England? Those are experiences that you have picked over these last 8 or 9 encounters, and you will have to put them to use. Nothing, nothing on a track like Wankhede can you take for granted.
Yep.
Even the curator will tell you. Somebody can call the curator and ask him about some of the longest serving curators at Wankhede. Even they'll say that this track is for anyone and everyone who can make good use of it. There's good bounce, yet it can assist spinners, yet it can give you a great opportunity to score runs. It has a bit of everything, how you make use of it.
Yeah, and if we look at the campaign of this ODI World Cup 2023, it rightly mentions it takes one day to achieve glory. So it's a matter of one day only. And for Team India, it's a matter of 2 days now. One this day of semi-final, and then if they win that
Take
match,
it
then
one at a
they
time.
finals. So
Take it
what
one at
what
a time. Take it one at a time. अभी सिर्फ one day का रखो.
Yeah,
पहले
so that's
semi-final.
what I'm saying. That it takes that's what the campaign of this World Cup is. It takes one day to achieve glory, so you have to go day by day to achieve that glory. Taus, quickly, we had a question out there from a producer. That do you think? Okay, Srini has to leave, but Srini, before leaving, we have a question from Harsh. Quickly, one word answer for this. Your key player for the semi-final.
KL Rahul.
Care. Okay. I'll put this question to others as well, and then we'll take this conversation
Bye,
forward.
bye,
But
bye,
thank you so much, Srini, for joining with us.
bye.
Yeah. Taus, I was asking this question to Srini, and Srini was talking about KL Rahul. What do you think will be the key player of the semi-final? And then I'll be coming to Chetan. We had a big laugh when Srini mentioned KL, so we'll be coming to him. But Taus, yes.
See, we are talking a lot about batting, Rohit Sharma's, Virat Kohli's, and now KL Rahul and the Shreyas Iyer. I mean, bowling को भी थोड़ा देना चाहिए, थोड़ा भाव देना चाहिए, थोड़ा एक वो करना चाहिए. I think Jasprit Bumrah hasn't really. I mean, he's got the wickets, 17 or 19 wickets, but he hasn't the way Jasprit Bumrah should do. I am expecting something. If he bowls second, it moves a lot. Yeah, it's very difficult to bat on, and he bowls with the new ball. I think he'll be the key guy for India, not Mumbai.
Well, in respect, I don't know
One thing to be the key.
his original name, but he also seconds your thought, Taus. He also feels that Bumrah will be the key player. Yes, Chetan, who will be your key player? Who do you think will be the key player in the semi-final match?
Rohit Sharma. It'll depend especially if India is chasing. It will depend on the kind of start that Rohit Sharma gives us.
Yeah.
To me, to me it is Rohit Sharma. I mean, I don't see if India doesn't get a good start on the lights, if they're chasing. आप अगर पहले बैटिंग कर रहे हो India has a really good batting lineup. It doesn't really matter if Rohit Sharma gets out cheaply. हमने पिछले मैच में भी देखा against Sri Lanka. But under lights, you need a good start. So for me, I think Rohit Sharma is going to be a key player. If they don't get a good start chasing under lights, there's not going to be a comeback. We don't. Yes, Surya Kumar Yadav is there, but come on, yeah. I mean, don't expect the Maxwell. Don't expect Maxwell का replay होने वाला है. That was a freak innings. That's
Yeah.
a very rare or unique innings. I'm not saying कि Surya Kumar Yadav ये नहीं कर सकते हैं, but there's a lot of things that need to go right for something crazy like that to happen. I'm not even going in that direction, because if you're going in that direction, you mean India is 90 for 7 or 90 for 5 or whatever. So what I'm trying to say is, if you don't get a good start under lights, game over. So yeah, Rohit Sharma.
Ajay, please don't talk about 94-7. It'll be a nightmare for the Indian fans. We can't afford to see that. And you rightly mentioned, we can't expect Maxwell kind of innings each and every day. That was a freak innings that day. And let's see what happens on 15th. But Jamie, yes, will be your key player.
Look, it's a semi-final, so I think it'll be unfair to just say the team is required to get the best out of just one player. 11 player हैं. League stage में आप कह सकते हो, I would have gone for Rohit Sharma any day and Mohammad Shami, but it's a semi-final. But since the person who asked the question wants one name, I'm not going to say why, because I outlined this many times, including earlier on this very channel. I'm going to say Virat Kohli. Infer what you want from it, but for me, it's Virat Kohli.
Well, that's great. We've got names. We've got Rohit Sharma, KL Rahul, Virat Kohli, Jasprit Bumrah, Shami also, Jamie mentioned. Who should be the one in the match against New Zealand? Who do you think will be the key player? You all can text us. You can all can share your views in the comment section. Harsh asked this question, and you can tell us your views in the comment section. Well, for now, we have discussed a lot of things, and one of the topmost things that we discussed here is that Team India should not do anything different for this match. They should stick to their plans and then win this match, and it'll be just a matter of one day in the semi-finals. Well, thank you so much, Jamie, Chetan, and Taus for joining with me, and thank you so much, everyone, for joining with us. And do let us know who should be the one of your key players. Tell us, who do you want to see to perform the best in the semi-finals in the comment section. Thank you so much, everyone.